Hi, Monique.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining me in the studio today. How's your day going?
It's going, sis. It's
It's
going.
yes, yes.
I need another coffee or like a caffeinated water or something. Yeah,
Oh
no,
my
it's
God, I
going.
feel that. Yes, I feel that 100%. I had one coffee and I'm on my second lemon water.
Ooh.
So if I have to run to the bathroom, you know why. Okay, so yeah, I have a few questions for you today, but I'm excited to introduce you and your brand. This is one of the first all female led production companies that I've ever come across. So when I saw you on LinkedIn, I was like, I have to interview this woman. Um, I'm pretty sure we met through Bits, though, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so. Either that or you were in the cohort before me, and then I heard about you when I went through the BITS program.
When did you go through it?
I was in 2013, early 2013. Yeah.
Oh no, I was nowhere
Oh,
close to that. Yeah.
never mind. I must
I was
have. I
still
must.
I was still in high school. Wait, no. No.
Oh
Wait, let me
no,
not age
sorry, not.
myself.
Oh my God, not 2013. I'm so sorry. 2023.
Oh,
That was my pregnancy brain. I was pregnant at the time. Yeah, 2023. It was
2023. Okay.
February.
I think I probably mentored that cohort. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Yes.
I went through the program in 2019. I was the last cohort before the pandemic and everything had to
Mhm.
turn virtual. So I was like the last in person, like we went to their space. And yeah.
That's cool.
So it's,
That's
I feel so bad for y'all now. I mean, like it's cool, like having the convenience to just jump on and like be in the program, but I feel like there was a lot more like, I felt like you were able to soak in a lot more of the information when you're there and like you're the person's right in front of you and you have
mhm,
your peers around you and everybody's like talking after class. But yeah, it's
That,
okay, funny that you met me through Bits. Like we started talking on LinkedIn and I don't
yeah,
remember how on earth we got connected. I meet so many people through Bits, like a ridiculous amount of entrepreneurs. They're all amazing. It's just like
mhm.
I never know if I actually met them through Bits or through somewhere else.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. I think we must have just had mutual connections or
Mhm.
something. Maybe you were a mentor at the time, but I think it's funny that they didn't put a photographer with another photographer if you were a mentor. I would have loved to
I
have
did.
you as my mentor.
They did. I
Oh,
had, so did you do YCEO or boot camp?
I did the boot camp. That's probably
Okay,
why.
so I was in YCEO. Yeah.
Oh, that makes so much sense. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Well, we met, so that's what
Yeah.
matters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, if you want, why don't we start off with you just introducing yourself a little bit and your brand, your company, what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. So, my business is Dawn Productions Inc. We are a content production agency that specializes in photography and video production for brands, businesses, and entrepreneurs in Toronto and beyond. Because, you know, if you're paying us, then we will go anywhere you want us to. Um, yeah, and then also added to our roster, we now have a studio slash event space in Toronto. Beautiful 1,200 square foot loft, very naturally lit, great for photographers, event planners, even those who just want to throw like a private event, like a bridal shower, a birthday party. We host up to 50 people, and the space is called Amica Studio. I was about to say the space is called 50 Studio. Oh my god, I need that coffee. It's called Amica Studio. Yes.
Nice name. Did you choose the name?
No, so we actually acquired the studio from the last owner, so we just kind of took it as is. Our plan is to eventually rebrand, so it's a little bit more in line with the Dawn Productions brand, and
Okay.
so we can have these like two sister companies under the same umbrella that are still recognizable by the public. Yeah.
Nice. Yes, I love that, and I love that you guys are willing to go wherever the client needs you.
Oh yeah.
That's huge. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like last year we went to Vancouver for a client. And we also went to Dominican Republic in the jungle for
Ooh.
a yoga studio that was an annual client, a retainer client of ours. So they were hosting a yoga retreat and asked us to shoot content for them. And that was an experience in itself. But yeah, we went. We saw, we
Nice.
conquered.
Yes, we conquered. Yes, and that's what I'm here for. I just really want to celebrate you because I see you getting those big checks, girl. I see you out here. You're like, you're so humble about it. I love it. But no, just keep doing the big things and, getting the grants. And I see you working with wonderful, reputable clients, which is really exciting. I just recently started getting into using my LinkedIn more. Kind of starting to shift away from Instagram because it's a lot of work for nothing. Not for nothing, but people on there are great, but people don't really see stuff anymore on IG.
Well, it all depends on your target audience, right? Like, who do you specifically like to work with? Who's your customer avatar?
Yes.
In bits terms.
Yeah, for me, I'm pivoting now towards female entrepreneurs. So I feel like before it was just kind of like anyone and everyone, and now that I'm focusing more, niching down towards like families, pregnancy, birth, maternity, newborn photography. So now I kind of have niched down, and then women that are entrepreneurs that are starting families. That's like my
that's very specific. I like that.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Good question.
No, my recommendation, because you brought up LinkedIn, right? I mean, like, it's good to have some kind of a presence on all platforms because you never know where somebody's going to find you. But at the same time, if you're like a small business owner, if it's only you, then you can only show up in so many places at the same time. So like if you had to like put all your focus and effort into a place, I would say either Instagram or Pinterest.
Yes.
And mind you, I'm not a social media expert. I end up doing a lot of research on this stuff just because our clients end up using a lot of the content that we shoot for them on social media. So we have to take certain things into account, like aspect ratios and quality, and then I end up just like, I end up just in that world, even though I don't enjoy it. I am not a social media manager whatsoever. So, but like for you, I would definitely say, like, if you think that if that's your audience, if that's who you're going with, definitely reach out. Try to do more content on Instagram and do more outreach on Instagram, because that's where like mommies, like millennials that are having kids, like that's where they're hanging out.
Yeah. No, that's solid advice. Thank you. I've been looking into Pinterest.
Yes.
So yeah, that's a golden one for sure. I mean, not that I don't use it that much, but I have used it a lot in the past. And you're right, that is where mommies are hanging out. So yeah, that's golden. I did see that you are a content strategist, so people can book you online for content strategy tips.
Yeah.
That's great. Do you want to tell us more about that?
That one is so basically going back on everything that I just said. During the content strategy consultations, we do end up talking like a lot about social media. We the whole purpose of the content brainstorm session is what we call it. The whole purpose of it is so that we can help you come up with content ideas for a single social media platform to assist in your brand marketing. So yeah, essentially you can book us and let us know, hey, like I need ideas for Instagram or I need ideas for LinkedIn, and I don't have it in me to come up with these ideas myself. I don't know what to even start posting, what I really need to be promoting. So we sit down, we think about who's your target audience, similar to like what we were just talking about. Who's your target audience? What's your elevator pitch? What's your value proposition? What makes you different? Who are your competitors? Who do you look up to? Who do you go, like which accounts do you like on those social platforms? Like, why do you like their content? What kind of content are you consuming? How do you want to talk to your audience? Like, what's the vibe and the tone that you want to give off? So we go through all of that, and then we go through, anything that you want to be promoting specifically and when, and then we start coming up with specific content ideas. And the reason why I started doing these consultations is because I was having people come to me for branding photography or like promo videos, but they didn't really know what they wanted in the photos or videos. So I was like, well, what do you plan on promoting? Like, what's going on in your business? Or what do you want people to see online? Because you're going to be posting this stuff online, right?
Yeah.
So it only makes sense to consider, what do I even want to be posting about before you jump into a photo shoot or a video shoot?
100%. There's so much value there. There is so much value there because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's having that structured conversation will give them more value out of their dollar and out of the content that you guys are shooting. So that's great.
Exactly. And it's also a cheap sell. It's only $150 for 90 minutes of my time. And then, we can go from there. And you also get discounts on all of our other services once you sign up for that.
Nice. Touche. I might actually just have to hire you for something like that, because even though I do storytelling as well and all that, I really do need to put together a branding video for my company and just be able to talk to my customers better, because I'm all over the place with this art and everything. So
you got you. You let us know when you're ready.
Okay, I will. We'll definitely get into that for sure. Okay, so I only have a few more questions for you, but if there's anything that you want to, hop in and tell us about. So my big question for you is, I guess, like, how can people, so I noticed that you're putting together, what is it called? Like a content day where entrepreneurs are able to come into the studio and like, yes, the co-working day. Yes. How did you come up with that idea?
So my dream back in the day was to, when I originally started this business in 2019, I always said like my big dream is to create every like millennial girl, like we want a cafe slash like a bakery. We want to own something like that at some point. I don't know. Like I feel like I talk to everybody and they're like, yeah, I want a bakery one day. And I'm like, me too. Like why do we all think like this? So I'm like, I want a studio slash cafe. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong. I know a lot of females that are, you're not wrong.
My plan was I wanted to have a studio slash co-working space slash cafe that is kind of like a versatile space that, as creatives too, like we work at all hours of the day. Like we don't always have the most strict schedule. It ends up being very flexible. If I could find somewhere where I could like pop in at 8 p.m. and like edit for 4 hours and get a glass of wine and a croissant, my day's made. Right? Just like getting out of the house and being able to do that at my will. Anyway, so we got the studio this year. And then I had a few people like stopping by and saying like, hey, like, are you planning on having like some kind of open house event, or like can people like come here and work? And it wasn't really in the plans for this space specifically, because I wasn't planning on setting it up in a way where multiple people could work. But then I was like, you know what? We have a few couches and like chairs, so why not? And so we had the first one in June, very impromptu. I just sent out a few invitations to specific people that I knew would be interested. And I got such great feedback on that. It was, it was so easy to put together too, because I just bought some water, coffee, like little drinks, mimosas, and some fruits and like croissants, and like everybody was able to just chat and chill for the day. We're also close to a bunch of like restaurants and stuff. You can like pop out for lunch, come back in, and it was just like really chill vibes. So I realized that this is something that people still really want. Co-working spaces really had a tough time throughout the pandemic, so like you don't see a lot of them as much now in comparison to maybe like 2019 and before. So we're gonna be making this a thing. Every month 10 women are gonna get the invite. to come work in our space, and we just chill and vibe and get shit done.
Yes, yes, I'm here for that. I'm pretty sure I got the invite. So
Yeah.
thank you for that. Thank you. This month is obviously pretty busy, but
Mhm.
I look forward to it for September.
Yeah.
My birthday's at the end of the month, so that
Ooh.
should be fun. Yeah.
End of August?
End of September.
End of September. Okay, so Libra.
Yes, I'm actually on the cusp. I'm the first day of fall, so I'm like,
Virgo,
yeah,
Libra.
yeah,
Nice. Nice.
yeah. It's pretty fun. Okay, so my next question for you is, what advice would you give to other female entrepreneurs that are in their company?
Hmm. Okay, so two things. Don't be afraid to talk to people. Because in general with business, it's like if you don't talk about it, then like closed mouths don't get fed. That kind of vibe. In the beginning, I was very afraid of networking. I still don't enjoy it very much, but I just know that's the only way to get stuff done, to get the word out there. So don't be afraid to talk to people. Don't be afraid to ask questions, even like out of your current clients, being like, hey, like, I enjoyed working with you. Is there anything else that we could potentially do together? Or do you know anybody else like you that could use my services? Referrals are like such a big thing. Word of mouth travels so far. It has traveled so freaking far in my business. Yeah. So don't be afraid to chat.
Yes.
And then the next thing is always keep your mental health in mind. I know as business owners, it can be hard to juggle all of the things. I'm still not the best at prioritizing my like mental health and self-care, but yeah, even if it's one small thing that you can do a day to kind of put your mind at ease, prioritize that. If it's like a 20-minute thing, just make sure that's a non-negotiable.
Yes, I love that. Especially when you have people around you that are demanding, your attention and your energy. So yeah.
Babies.
Oh my gosh, yes, mine's 16 months now, and he's like running around, screaming at everything. I think it's a scream. Yeah, so I try. I don't work till 3. I work in the evening, so I try to use the morning time to like take him out and we go to early on, and we do fun things for him, so that way he's worn out and tired and ready for naps.
That's a good idea. So then what do you do for yourself?
Great question. So I've been working out. I've been doing a little workout routine in the morning. I'm also on my sobriety tip. So I go to meetings and chat with other people in recovery. So that's been really beneficial for me. Just like grounding myself. Yeah. And I've been going for walks. I've been trying to get out and go for walks. Yeah.
I'd say just continue on that journey. Says like if you could find just one of those to do every day, whether it be a walk or a workout, stick to that, because it's easy to lose ourselves in this process. Like, there have been so many times where I had to like recalibrate and be like, no, you're going back to the gym. You can't keep on putting this off.
Yeah, especially, I mean, you don't have kids yet, right?
No, thank God.
I love that response. No, but yeah, I mean, like after I had, because I worked out while I was pregnant, and then afterwards, like, I did little bits here and there, but then for like a year, like I stopped jogging, I stopped doing everything, and I weighed myself, and I was like 30 pounds over what my ideal weight is. So I'm really glad that I've been working out and like getting back to my ideal bod, because I mean, when we look good, we feel good. So those two. And then like eating too, like that's another thing I do for myself, is I try to make sure that I'm cooking, so I'm not apt to like order something fast food or,
Mm-hmm.
and that also helps my budget, my pocket as well, because I'm I'm not constantly on the Uber Eats website. Yeah.
Yeah, I live with my parents, so thank God I don't have to. I hate cooking. I hate cooking. So I know that if I'm not, I try to meal prep because, my family's Caribbean, so like they're gonna create their like high sodium rice and beans and meat meals
Mm,
most of the
yes.
time, with some
Yes.
veggies sprinkled in there. So
Yeah.
I try to meal prep and take that into account every week. But even if I'm not able to get to that, at least I know my mom's gonna make something. But
Mm,
like that being said, yeah, I definitely think like considering what you put in your body and um, being able to move your body if you can is key in just kind of maintaining a good mental health life work balance.
yes. Yes, yes, especially for creatives too. Like I was
Mm-hmm.
recently reading a book, I think it was called The Artist's Way, with a group. I can't remember who the author is, but it's called The Artist's Way. And in the book, in the chapter we were reading, they were talking about how we're able to be more creative when we are getting exercise and moving
Mm-hmm.
ourselves. It just helps the blood pump better and our brains work better and all of that. So everything is everything is, everything is synchronicity, everything is connected. So
There
what
are so
about you?
many things. Like I can talk all day about like all the benefits of exercise. I mean, not to say that like I'm some kind of personal trainer or something like that, but like I just know for me, like working out is probably one of the best things that I can do for my mental health. On top of like, well, no, sorry, the Holy Trinity. We got therapy, working out, and medication.
Medication. I love that. I love that. I
So
love that.
let me not play myself right now because there was a time in my life where I was only going to the gym. I wasn't going to therapy or taking medication, and like downhill.
Mm,
Brain was
mm.
not brain was not braining at that time.
Yes, I'm a big believer in therapy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Started in therapy when I was pregnant, but I
Mm.
was I was looking for a therapist before I was pregnant, but that was like crucial time. I don't know if you're familiar with postpartum like depression and all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, it's if it's not, I mean, baby blues happen to a lot of people. It's very common,
Mhm.
but yeah, if it's not watched over very closely, it can quickly turn into postpartum depression, and it just goes
Oh,
downhill from there. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know why I thought those were the same thing. I didn't really do much research into it. Like, if I'm being completely honest, my education on that comes from a reality TV show, where a woman, she just kept on calling it like baby blues, and then like somebody's like, "Are you talking about postpartum depression?" Like, I think you
Yeah,
should get that checked out, like, instead of just calling it baby blues. But if they
yeah,
are different, then okay, that's
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. It's baby blues is like, I mean, I'm not a professional at
Yeah.
this and all that kind of stuff, but
Hmm.
baby blues is like because our hormones are very up and down, so like crying over anything, especially in the first 6 weeks, the first couple of weeks,
Mm,
is very, very common. But depression is like you're not getting out of bed, you don't want to eat, you don't want to shower,
yeah.
you hear the baby crying and you can't even move. um so
Gotcha.
yeah, it's definitely much more serious. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And a lot of people do end up taking medication for it, so there's that. Yeah, it's kind of like a thin line between the two, but
can I
yeah.
just say how
So
amazing women are? Because the amount of like very small things that can just send us spiraling, because of who we are and how we're built. Like the pregnancy stuff and like the amount that your body changes. I don't know. The reason why this is just kind of topical for me right now because my best friend, well, she now has a 2 year old, but like she went through a lot of that stuff. And then now my mother, I mean, not to put my mother on blast, but she's in her early 50s and starting to see the signs of like menopause. I think they call it perimenopause. And just like the fluctuations in your body, basically like you're going through puberty again, and it just throws you into like a bunch of things physically and mentally.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
These are things that are not like commonly talked about, especially like for people that are our age, of course, unless,
Hmm.
you have somebody in your life. So
Exactly.
yeah. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Even like anything to do with like postpartum, anything, I hadn't even considered any of that until I got
Yeah.
pregnant and, you're in it. So yeah. Yeah. My heart goes out to women that don't have the
Mhm.
support,
Yeah.
or so yeah, I hope your mom has that extra support. I'm glad she has you around, and you guys are lucky to have each other for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's next for Dom Productions? What's cooking in the kitchen?
Ooh. So I believe I mentioned this. We are doing a studio brand relaunch so that we can align the studio brand a little bit more with the content production agency, so they look more cohesive under the same brand umbrella. So that's coming up in September. In the meantime, I'm going to be losing my mind doing renovations in the space and working on the new website and the new brand visual identity. So that's going on there.
Nice.
In the meantime, we still offer all the same services that we did before on the production side, photography and video. We do brand photography, promotional videos, event coverage for businesses. We did course production, team headshots is another big one that we've been doing over the summer. So if you have, whether you have a team of 5 or you have a team of 30 or 50 or 100, just hit us up and we can either come to your place of business or you can come to our studio, because if you book us for a service, you also get 20% off the studio.
Nice.
So, and yeah, we can shoot your content there.
Nice. Love that. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
because as a photographer, I did inquire about booking your studio. So I know you do have that option
Yeah.
for other creatives to come and book the
Yes.
space, which is great. Yeah.
Yeah, anybody can book this space. It's a great space for lifestyle. It's so bright and airy and open. And we
Mm.
have a kitchen, a fully working kitchen actually, and a bathroom that's en suite. So like you can get so much done within one space, which is what's really awesome. What really attracted me to the place in the first place.
Yes.
Oh, and then another thing, I knew I was forgetting something. We are now looking to host a lot of in-studio events over the next few months, just to introduce people to the space. So, for example, next month we have a speed networking event for entrepreneurs in Toronto.
Okay.
And yeah, so this one's going to be kind of fun because, as I mentioned before, I do not enjoy networking. I'm always there, like, I don't know what to do with my hands and I don't know how to talk to people. So I usually end up at these events and I just like awkwardly like stand there and then I just like jump into a conversation. I'm like, hi, I don't really know what to say, but this is who I am. This is what I do. And here's my business card. Let me know if you want to talk to me more. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So we came up with this idea. I'm collaborating with she is a app designer.
Okay.
And in like the whole tech field, and she likes hosting these like networking events. We're like, okay, let's do something together. So speed networking on August 8th, open for Toronto entrepreneurs, and it's going to be kind of a guided networking night. So you don't need to worry about, oh, who do I talk to next?
Right.
So that's our first one. And then we're also having a cupcake decorating workshop for kids, which is like completely left field, but that's going to be hosted by a kids entertainment company that we partnered with. Then we have a clothing swap event at the end of the month, floral arranging workshop that's coming up at the end of September. Lots of stuff in the works.
Hey,
So
yes.
definitely pay attention to the page on Instagram, and potentially might be updating the website, but because we're redoing the website, I don't know.
So
Definitely,
Instagram, yeah.
yeah, definitely pay attention to Instagram. We'll be posting a lot of stuff on there, how you can get tickets and sign up for these things.
Wonderful. I love that. Oh my goodness, that is a lot going on, but I'm excited about it, especially the cupcake decorating. Like, what? That's
Yeah,
cute.
so if you have kids in your life 9 to 12, then
Mm-hmm.
check out our website or check out
Cool.
the Instagram, and the link to register is there.
Okay, cool. Especially the clothing swap. That's good. That's really
Yeah,
good. We need
that one's gonna be
more
fun.
of that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you always, I have so much stuff that I'm just like, I don't want to toss it. I don't want to give it to Value Village because they're just going to sell it, and then the money goes to the states.
Is that really what happens? Like, you're like the fourth person this month to like tell me about Value Village and how shitty they are, but like, let me not talk shit about them because there might be a client one
No,
day. Who knows?
right? Who knows, right? Yeah, no, but I know Salvation Army. Is like they're good.
Mm,
But yeah, clothing swaps are fun because then you
mhm.
get something out of it too, and yeah, it's cute.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
It's gonna be fun. So like um, you come in, you bring in all your pieces that you want to swap, and you get to leave with as many pieces that you came with.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
fun. That's fun. Okay, I'll definitely be watching out on your IG.
Yes.
And before we wrap up, is there any questions you want to ask me, or want to just wrap?
I want to know what's next for you, sis. What's going on in the world of magnetic
Yeah.
creatives? Well, you said that you're
So
niching down. So, like,
I
tell me a little bit
am.
more about that. Like, why did you decide on female entrepreneurs that are having babies?
Great question. So I'm actually, when I had my baby, I fell in love with birth photography and newborn photography specifically, and just overall the creation of life in general. I didn't meet my mom until I was in my 20s, and I know that has a big part to play with my story. When I was a kid, I saw a Polaroid of her, and like that was all I ever
Oh,
got. Yeah, so the importance of family photos is just really near and dear to my heart. And I was fortunate enough to have a doula when I was pregnant, and yeah, so that's next. I want to train to become a doula, get my certification, and be able to, one, offer photography services to new moms, and then also be able to be there to help support them throughout their early pregnancy and postnatal and prenatal.
I think that's such an awesome connection. That's
Yeah.
very, yeah, you got a good corner of the market there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. I had considered brand like what you're doing. I had considered doing something similar.
Mhm.
Um, and then I realized that I was just like all over the place. I had done a couple
Mhm.
of events, I had done headshots and stuff like that, but I realized that my story definitely plays into what I want
Yeah.
to do. So that's a big part of it.
Oh, I freaking love that. I feel like everybody has a story that kind of leads them to where they are if they
Mhm.
decide to go into a business specifically.
Yeah, 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 definitely. That's where my passion and my drive comes from. So,
Yeah.
yeah. And then, like, even like doing this, like working with female entrepreneurs is like that is the cream of the crop right there, because
Hmm.
like I just feel like I've always been a connector. And it's funny that you say like you don't like networking, because I despise like reaching out and talking to strangers and stuff, but I did door to door for charities for like
Uh,
7 years. So I'm
oh
like,
my God.
this is kind of like, it's, yeah. And meanwhile, like it wasn't fun, but at the same time, I wasn't selling HVAC. So I made
Yeah.
it fun. Yeah. Yeah. So, like,
Okay.
and yeah, it's an interpersonal skill that I'm able to harness and utilize. And this is
Yeah.
actually our third episode on
Nice.
Magnetic Creative Conversations.
Nice.
So,
I love the number three.
yeah, right? Oh my God, that's okay. So it's symbiotic there, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I would love to hear like even more about your story. Like my suggestion, definitely try to share that more on whatever you're comfortable with,
Mhm.
obviously. But
Right.
Yeah, like really tap into that. Like everybody got mommy issues too. I think that would be like a cool way to
Yeah.
cool thing to incorporate into like even like your podcast conversations or just
True.
talking about giving
True.
life. What is that like?
Yes.
I am so terrified of it. So I'll
Right. Yeah.
definitely be listening.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. I was too. I was too. And I had to listen to a lot of women talk about their experience, but like the positive ones, because,
Hmm.
everybody's story is different. But when I heard that like our body is built for this, that was what I needed to hear, because I did have a natural birth. I didn't have the epidural, and like I wanted to, but I wanted to wait until like the end of
Hmm.
like when I got closer to giving birth, because I didn't want to be like confined to the bed the whole time. That was my biggest thing, was like
Mm.
once you get the epidural, like you can't leave the bed. You have to pee on the bed. They give you a
Oh,
bedpan. Like you can't walk around because you're frozen from the waist down, right? So that's why I was like, I'm gonna have a natural birth.
oh my
Like,
gosh.
just give me some
Oh,
water and a tub, and
I
I'm
think
good. And yeah, I mean, it's painful, but I was only in labor for like less than 10 hours. And when I actually gave birth, it was 15 minutes and the baby was out. So,
less than 10 hours. My God. Okay. No, girl, you're not helping. You're not helping looking to calm the fears.
you'll be fine. You'll be fine. When you have the right support system, yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely, you don't feel like you're doing it alone, Obviously your body is the one going through it, but yeah, yeah, the miracle. The babies are a miracle. Oh, I lost you. Did your headphone die? It's yeah, I can hear you. Recording will
Okay.
continue on a new track. Okay. Yep.
Well, I'm so sorry. My AirPod just died.
Oh no, it's okay. Don't even worry about it. We can wrap here anyways. I
Yeah.
could talk about birth, and I'm gonna make a video about my birth story and I'll share it with you so that
Yes.
you can get the whole
Love it.
yeah.
Definitely
But
keep me
thank you
posted.
for Of course, of course. But yeah, thank you for joining me today. And I'm so excited that I got to hear more about you and your company, and we're able to share it with other women, especially Black women that are in their come up, because it's so important for us to have representation of other women that are doing it.
Oh,
So
well,
keep up
that
the
is
good work.
exactly why I do what I'm doing.
Yes.
Trust me.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So once I get the final cuts and all that stuff, I'll be sharing it with you, and you can share with your peeps.
Yes, will
Yes.
do. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm so happy that we finally got to have this conversation.
Yes. Oh my gosh, we rescheduled what, like 3 times? This three, right? Lucky number 3. There it is. Yeah.